Good afternoon, my dear students.
Good afternoon, Miss.
All right, it's great to finally see you again today. How are you all?
I'm good, Miss.
Okay, good. I hope you all are doing well, as always, and now you are ready for our class. Okay?
All right, Miss.
Okay, if my voice is not clear, please let me know so I'm not thinking that you leave the class earlier, and you can turn on your microphone and tell me. But if you have a signal problem, you can confirm it by write down in the chat box or on our WhatsApp group.
All right,
Alright,
Miss.
Okay, before we start the class, I want to check your attendance first. When your names mentioned, please turn on your mic, and if it's possible, you can also turn on your camera. Janti Silaen?
Present. Present,
Okay.
Miss.
Diana Yunita?
Present, Miss.
Ganggu banget sih ini. Ih, bentar. Good afternoon, my dear students.
Good afternoon, Miss.
All right, it's great to finally see you again today in our online class. How are you all?
I'm fine, Miss. Thank you.
Good. I hope you all are doing well, as always, and now you are ready for our class. Okay?
All right, Miss.
Okay, if my voice is not clear, please let me know. So I'm not thinking that you leave the class earlier, and you can turn on your microphone and tell me. But if you have a signal problems, you can confirm it by write down in the chat box or on our WhatsApp group.
All right, Miss.
Okay, before we start the class, I want to check your attendance first, and please turn on your mic when your name's being mentioned, and if it's possible, you can also turn on your camera. Janti Silaen?
Present, Miss.
Diana Yunita?
Present, Miss.
Elsa Salsabila?
Present, Miss.
Irfan Saputra?
Present, Miss.
Rizka Eka?
Present, Miss.
Jainuddin? Okay, he is not here today. All right, class, before we study, who still remember what we studied last week?
Me, Miss.
We learned about narrative text, legend, Miss.
Okay, good. I hope you all still remember about that material, because today, do you remember what material we will be learning, as I told you before?
Fairy tale, narrative text.
Okay, you're right. Today we learn about the other subtopic about the narrative text, which is fairy tale. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, good. Nice. So our learning objective in this meeting is first untuk menunjukkan kesungguhan kalian dalam belajar bahasa Inggris yang terkait dengan teks naratif sederhana, yang dimana kali ini bentuknya adalah fairy tale. Yang kedua, mengidentifikasi fungsi sosial, the structure, the general structure, and unsur kebahasaan dari narrative text in the form of fairy tale, and then to respond the meaning of simple narrative text in the form of fairy tale, and to write fairy tale story. So look at the first picture, this first picture. Do you know what it is? Class?
Snow White.
Okay, great. How about this?
Timun Mas, Miss.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So, what is fairy tale? Anyone want to answer?
I think I want to try, Miss.
Okay, Irfan.
I think a fairy tale is a story that often intended for children that features fanciful and wondrous character.
Yeah, Irfan, you're right. Fairy tale is children's story in which it contains elements of magic or impossible to the characters of the story, and at the end, it's contain a moral message. So fairy tale ini adalah cerita anak yang ditujukan hanya untuk anak-anak dan memiliki pesan moral yang bisa membangun karakter seorang anak. Okay, next, the fairy tale genre. Fairy tale, the purpose of fairy tale is to entertain or to amuse the readers, and with the grammatical features, fairy tale focus on specific participant, use of action verb and linking and mental verb, also use time conjunction and use the past tenses. And the generic structure of fairy tale, first it is orientation, and then second there is evaluation and complication and resolution, and then the last is reorientation. But sometimes not all fairy tales consist of 5 generic structures. Sometimes there is only orientation, complication, resolution, reorientation, something like that. Okay, now we look at the example. It is about Cinderella. Diana, can you read the story?
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Cinderella. She was pretty, loving, and clever, but she was very poor. She lived with her stepmother and stepsisters. They were very mean. They hated Cinderella very much. Fortunately, she met a prince. He fell in love with her. Then Cinderella became a princess. They lived happily ever after. That's all, me.
Okay, good. So in the story, the complication is about Cinderella that being hated by their family, and then the resolution is they live happily ever after. And in this story, there is no reorientation. Now, we look at I might be wrong. Sorry, I'm a human. In Cinderella, the orientation in the story before is first, once upon a time, there was a little girl called Cinderella. The evaluation is she was pretty, loving, and clever. And the complication is she was very poor. She lived with her stepmother and stepsister, and they were very mean. As I told before, their family hate her. And the resolution is, fortunately, she met a prince and he fell in love with her. So this is the resolution. And the orientation is Cinderella became a princess. Okay, now we move to our another example. I will read first. Once upon a time, no. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl named Snow White. She lived with her aunt and uncle because her parents had died. One day, she heard her uncle and aunt talking about leaving Snow White in the castle because they both want to go to America and they didn't have money to take Snow White with them. Snow White didn't want her uncle and aunt to do this, so she decided to run away. The next day, she ran away from home when her aunt and uncle were having breakfast. She ran away into the woods. She was very tired and hungry. Then she saw a little cottage. She knocked out, but no one answered. So she went inside and fell asleep. Meanwhile, the seven dwarfs were coming home from work. They went inside and there they found Snow White sleeping. Then Snow White woke up and she saw the dwarfs. One of the dwarfs asked, "What's your name?" And Snow White answered, "My name is Snow White." The dwarf said, "If you wish, you may live here with us." And Snow White answered, "Oh, could I? Thank you." Then Snow White told the dwarfs the whole story about her, and Snow White and the seven dwarfs lived happily after. Okay, now this is time to you to answer the question. First, Janti Silaen, can you read and answer the question?
Question number 1. Snow White ran from house A at night, B at midnight, C in the morning. Oh no, I'm sorry. A at night, B at midday, C at midnight, D in the evening, E in the morning. So the answer is E.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, number 2, Elsa. Elsa. I think Elsa have signal problems. Priska, please read number 2 and answer the question.
Okay, Miss. Number 2. The third paragraph describes in detail. The answer is C, Miss. How Snow White went into the cottage.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, number 3, Irfan, please read and answer question number 3.
All right, Miss. So number 3, the dwarf said, "If you wish, you might live here with us." What did the dwarf mean with the words underline? So the answer is B, Miss. He offered Snow White to stay with them.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, and the last question, Diana, can you answer number 4?
Yes, Miss. Number 4. What is the type used by the writer? The answer is E, narrative.
Yeah, right. Because we learn about narrative text, so it is also a narrative text. Okay, all right, students, that's all our material for today. I have a meeting with our headmaster, and before I want to ask just one volunteer, explain what we have learned in today's material. Anyone ready? Anyone?
I want to try, Miss.
Oke, silahkan Diana.
So today we learn about the other sub of topic in narrative text, which is fairy tale and the function and generic structure of fairy tale. Miss.
Yeah, you're right. Good job, Diana. You got plus point. And thank you for the answer. Today we learn about other subtopic in narrative text, which is fairy tale, the function of fairy tale, and the generic structure of fairy tale. And before I close today's session, please take a look to the screen. You have an individual word to first write your own fairy tales. You can choose from Google, or you can make your own fairy tales. Kalian bisa mengarangnya sendiri, seimajinatif kalian, and then it can be an Indonesian or Western. Kalian bisa menulis dalam bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris, tapi Miss akan lebih suka jika kalian menulisnya dalam bahasa Inggris karena kita belajar bahasa Inggris. And submit your final draft in the classroom. I will make a section to submit your draft, and then please work on time. And next week we will learn about the last topic in narrative text, which is fable. Okay.
All right, Miss.
All right, Miss.
Okay, now give applause for all of us. Okay, thank you for your great participation. Please keep healthy and protect yourself. Learn and enjoy your day. Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, good. I will end this meeting today.
All right, Miss.